Two abducted couples awaken a makeshift medical facility to find they are being experimented on. As the experiment continues, the men begin seeing invisible creatures roaming in their room. Probably the ghosts of the people that funded the film. The director, producer, writer, and one of the actors is Jim Carroll. And according to IMDb, this was his first time doing all of those roles, and the last time doing all of those roles. This should be a joke, but it's serious. Someone actually made this as a first time and last time writer and director. The only actor worth mentioning is David Lee. He's the only one on this production that seemed to give a shit. I'll get to what he contributed later, but seriously, we've got an entire film full of people and I can only find one person I feel like mentioning. It is worth mentioning, though, that this was produced by Given the Boot Productions. I only mention them because I'm wondering why these production companies keep giving themselves names that sound like a warning sign to any investors. Why would you ever put money towards a company called Given the Boot? The film is cheap in every way, with bad acting, bad writing, bad set design, bad effects. Everything was pretty much bad except for David Lee. The story goes into some religious territory. Not that praying did anything for the audience. Flashbacks are used as filler and an attempt to flesh out blank characters. Now we finally come to that point where I can explain why I care so much about David Lee. Not just because he was the only person who actually put forth any effort in this, but his performance as a professor explaining his theories was very compelling. I believe that he sincerely had a theory on this. I believe that he really wanted to instruct you about something. His arguments were well thought out and did present you with interest in his subject. So, if all the effort went into this one scene, why the hell was the entire movie made if nothing else was thought out beyond this one moment? Sadly, he passed away shortly after the film was finished. This is not the kind of film I would want him to be remembered for as his last film. He's really deserving of a better role, and I'm sorry to hear that he passed away. He was really the one thing that helped me get through this. Actually, he was probably the only reason that this got a 1.5 out of 10, because his one bit, his opening, even though it was short, was worth those points. Everything else was a 0 in my book, but he was worth those extra points. So, I'm sorry to hear of his passing. I'm sorry that I watched this film, but I'm not sorry about seeing his last performance. He was a great actor in a film that was terrible from almost the start to the finish. I will have to see if I can find other movies that he's been involved in, if there are any, because I just want to know that this man did more work than this movie. Anyway, have a great night, and I'll see you in the next one.